Good morning, students. Welcome to Manhood Academy feedback. Hold on a second. Anybody's mouth too close to the microphone? Okay. Welcome, students, once again to Manhood Academy podcasting. We're in the classroom, and we have with us today Big L.
Right.
Wake up. Mr. Care Bear Stare.
Present.
Big L, testing. 1, 2, 3. You there?
Yes.
Okay, good. It doesn't look like we have lag today with you. Jar.
Yeah, I'm here.
DBP.
It's not here yet.
Motherfucker. Where'd he go? He was just here.
Nothing but he said he's finishing his breakfast because he's going to be too distracted.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. All right, so we'll wait for DBP to wander in. BZS.
I'm here.
Chris.
Yes.
A-Team.
Yo.
Chris, you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, as a trick question. Pastor, you here?
Yes.
Girl pair. Hold on. He's half here. He's the shy guy. Okay. Guess what, girl pair? We know you're extremely shy, but we will be talking about your panic relationship mode right now. NC State 83.
Here.
Here. Okay, let's get it on. Okay, I wanted to start. We want to talk to the new students. So let's see who's new here that hasn't been in class before. I think A-Team. You been here before?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, first time. Okay, let's go to your intro. So I'm going to go to board index. I'm going to go to matriculation section. And A-Team, which is Amenika 041.
Yeah.
Break my neck saying that. A-Team intro.
You can change my name if you want.
No, I don't want to say your name. I want to say A-Team. Okay, A-Team. Give me the synopsis of your intro here. Give me a little summary.
Basically, I'm talking about how I was raised mostly by my mom, and not as much as by my dad.
Mom and dad divorced, or just mostly raised by your mom for whatever reason?
Yeah.
What?
My dad was busy with work. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Are you guys divorced or not?
No. They were both here. They were still together. But my dad was mostly at work, and my mom kind of wanted to have most of the influence on me.
Gotcha.
She was more, yeah.
She's the dad of the family, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a helicopter mom.
Gotcha. Helicopter mom.
And then I kind of started talking to girls really early, or I started trying to talk to girls really early. And I was the typical, I'd fall in love too fast.
Third grade pimp.
I wouldn't call it a pimp. But yeah, I really tried to talk to a lot of girls, and it never really worked out, and I'd get really depressed, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna fix myself, I'm gonna become a man and work things out, but that never really happened. So, yeah.
Welcome to Manhood Academy.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Who else is here that's new that hasn't been here before besides the shy guy girl pair? Pasteur.
I haven't been here before.
Pasteur, you there?
Yeah.
Can you go grab yourself an icon?
A what? How?
As soon as I'm done talking to you, go up to file and go up to edit profile, and it'll give you an option to add a little picture for your face. So I'm looking at something.
What's up, guys?
Hey, DVP. Okay, so in a second you can do that. Don't worry about it right now, Pasteur. So Pasteur, just give me a little brief synopsis about you.
Yeah, okay. Pretty much my story is that I came around this website someplace on the internet, and I started reading about it, and I don't know, I just realized that many things that I have done, I have been doing wrong.
Okay, but first of all, you read the ebook and you were offended. You were basically one of those guys who've come across it and thought, oh, these guys are being mean to women, or they were misogynist, etc.
Yeah. First I was in awe, because I thought it was a very terrible way of talking to women too, They have been fighting for women's rights and stuff like that for years.
Right.
And then I started reading on, and I thought it was really interesting.
And then the light bulb clicked over your head. Whoa, who's beeping? Who's beeping? Kill
That's
your beeping
echo,
noise.
Mom.
It's my echo? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back a little bit. Okay. So you found the site, read the ebook, and then light dawned on you, and then what?
I don't know. I guess I wanted to know more.
Okay, so here you are. Welcome to the class. Anybody else that is new here besides Girl Pair who we'll be talking about right now? While he's here, very silent, very shy guy. In the midst of a crisis, just messaged me about 2 minutes before class, asked if I had a minute, trying to save his relationship. Okay. NC State.
Yo.
What's the problem with coming to Manhood Academy in panic mode, asking to have your relationship saved? What's the problem with that? Whoa, somebody, hold on a second. Hold on.
Actually, it's Big L.
That's Big L.
Put
Big
your
L.
headphones on, dude.
Put your headphones on or turn your speaker off.
Yeah, my headphones are on.
Okay, well.
Well, it's the speaker that's picking up that alarm or something, so you need to turn off the alarm.
Big L. I don't want to kick you out of class again, Big L. I'm going to do it. Come on, man.
Oh, shit.
He's all, oh, shit. You better fix that. We don't need any more distractions right now. Okay, NC State. What's the problem with coming to Manhood Academy in panic mode? Save my relationship. What's the problem with that?
You're not going to save your relationship. Your girl is already gone. You've already done so much damage that you're not going to fix it in one day. It's going to take time.
Well, you covered it there. Forget about the other things you said, but you just hit the key point right there. You're not going to fix your relationship in one day. Your relationship didn't get fucked up in one day. It didn't go down the tubes in one day. You have habits. You have bad habits you have built up throughout your life that have caused your relationships to have problems. So to come here and say, please fix this thing here, I just need one thing. You know, a lot of guys come here and think, well, I can talk to my friends at work and I can, you know, generally speak to girls, you know, in a social setting, but for whatever reason I'm having a problem in my relationship. I just need to fix this one thing. What is the problem with that outlook, Jar?
Sorry, I was distracted. I apologize.
Motherfucker. Are you going to pay attention this time?
Yeah, I'm going to pay attention.
Thank God. All right, DVP, what's the problem with that approach?
Because you're just addressing a symptom of the problem. You're not aware of what the problem really is. So, I mean, even if you solve that one little thing, whatever it might be, there are still going to be other issues that are going to prop up in its place.
Right. Everybody comes to the academy very symptom-oriented, very symptom-based. They're like, hey, I have a cough. Just give me cough syrup. Or, hey, I have a sneeze. Just give me some Kleenex for my nose. They don't realize there's a bigger issue going on. Either they have cancer or some other serious ailment that's causing all these little minor symptoms. So one of these symptoms, which Girl Pair has just mentioned, is he's having problems with his relationship. His girlfriend actually linked him to this site, ironically, and linked him. I don't know if any of you got the chance to read the Disappointed Wife post, where a chick basically came in the chat room saying she was married to some guy and basically on the verge of breaking up, divorcing him, whatever, because he's unable to take charge of the relationship. And this is basically
Crazy
where
she found the site.
Yeah, that's funny. But it's basically where a lot of guys are, where they're at the point where they don't know how to run a relationship because of all the bad habits they built up over the years. So it's not going to just be fixed in one day, because the problem is you're coming right now at a point of panic where things are becoming extreme. So it's kind of like you're forced to deal with it. But you've been sweeping it under the carpet for so long that now to just all of a sudden think you're going to start exercising authority properly over a woman, you're kidding yourself. That takes practice. First of all, you're learning in the academy how to build relationships with guys of the same sex, same gender, with other guys. You should be able to build a relationship with other guys. If you can't do that, you're going to have a lot of problems building a relationship with girls, because relationships, you know, with a girl it might be romantic in nature. With a guy it's obviously not romantic, but they are the same core elements of a relationship. So, for instance, you're going to have to give somebody incentive to be in the relationship. For me to hang out with BZS is going to have to give me something, and I'm going to have to give him something. So,
would you say girls are less forgiving of your fuck-ups than guys?
That's not relevant right now. So, BZS would say, hey, I want to have a relationship with you. I want to have a relationship with BZS. So I have to give BZS something, and he has to give me something back in return. If there isn't that exchange, that mutual exchange going on, we don't have a relationship. If I'm the one giving BZS everything, we don't have a relationship. If he's the one giving me everything, we don't have a relationship. So both of our needs have to be met for that to be a proper relationship. So in this case, in Girl Pair's case, his wife or girlfriend is complaining because he is not meeting her needs. What is one of the primary needs for a girl in a relationship, NC State?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Primary needs, affection.
Motherfucker. Jar, what's one of the primary needs a girl needs in a relationship?
Order in her life.
That's too vague. Give me more specifics, some more practical.
A dominant man who's able to provide limits for her.
Yes.
Expectations.
She needs a guy who is going to say, look, we are doing this. We are going here. We're going to this place for dinner. You are not allowed to wear this dress. I don't like you wearing this dress. This shows too much. Or, I want you to do this for me. I want you to do these chores for the house. This is your part, and I want you to make sure this is done. And also, not only the limitations, you have to be providing for her. You have to be affectionate with her. You have to be meeting her needs. So, in both restricting her, what she shouldn't be doing, what she can't do, and also providing for her, telling her what she can do. I'll give you a perfect example of students fucking up relationships. I think it was actually Girl Pair who was in the chat room posting nude pics. What's wrong with posting nude pics in the chat room, DBP?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's against the rules.
Okay, yeah, it's against the rules, number one. Not allowed. Against Plum's rules. So, NC State, since you know that it's not against the rules, if you saw if you saw Jar posting naked pictures, what would you tell Jar?
Don't post the naked pictures.
That's it?
You should post, I would give him something that he should post, like maybe post a picture of something I like or whatever.
Why would you do that?
To give him direction.
There you go. That's the key. A lot of students were saying, hey, Girl Pair, don't post that naked picture. Or another student was chiming in, that's against the rules. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's the problem with just saying, don't do that, Chris?
There's no solution to his problem.
There's no solution. There's only something he's doing wrong. There's only a way to cut. They're only trying to limit one bad option. What is the problem with trying to limit one bad option, Trapezoid Guy?
They're going to, they're Trapezoid.
Where's Trapezoid? I thought Trapezoid Guy was in here.
Nope.
He's not in here. Wait, who am I thinking of? Let me see. I'm not thinking of Trapezoid Guy. Wait, Wes.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
Wes.
Trapezoid guy.
Who are you in the chat room, Wes?
Trapezoid guy. Oh, he's Trapezoid guy.
Is that Trapezoid Guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Wait, is he in here right now? Or am I?
No, he's not in the call now.
Hold on, let me see if I can get him on. Surprise him with a question. Oh, by the way, Trapezoid Guy. Okay, in the meantime, we're going to ask Mr. Care Bear Stare. Answer the question.
I don't know.
Anybody know the answer?
I don't know the answer.
If you don't tell them what to post, they'll post other crap that's not supposed to be posted, so they won't know what the fuck to do.
Okay, the problem with cutting off one bad option is that there are infinite numbers of bad options. So, for instance, if you tell them, don't post a naked picture, well, what's to stop him from posting a decapitated baby's head? Then you have to tell him not to post decapitated baby's heads. And then he's going to post pictures of zebras with their intestines hanging out. And then you got to tell him, don't post pictures of zebras with intestines hanging out. So all you're doing is limiting all the bad behaviors as they crop up. This is useless if you don't know which direction to go in. Because there is a one proper direction he should be going in. When you know which direction, when you know which, let me put it a different way. When you're limited down to one option, there's no other way to go but one way. You have direction. Direction, by definition, is the limitation of all other options. So, if you keep telling people, hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, yes, you're taking away options, but you're never limiting them down to one option. You're never telling them what to do. You're never telling them what you expect. That is why you need to provide direction. So if you're going to say something to somebody like, hey, don't post a naked picture in the classroom, in the chat room, you need to also be saying, instead of doing that, you need to be doing this. The chat room is for practicing the expression, for learning how to express yourself. And for instance, here I'm going to talk about my life. So you're giving him an example. You're giving him a direction. You're telling him what you expect him to do. This is leading him in what to do. So when you take away his option, when you restrict him, you are also meeting his need by giving him something that he needs, which is the direction part. The reason why he's posting naked pictures, he has no direction. He doesn't know what he's doing. Nobody's told him yet. That is your job, to tell him what to do, to let him know how to meet your need. His need is direction as well. He needs to know, oh, this is what I should be doing. This meets my need. You notice guys get a lot happier when they get a schedule. They're like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't get things done. I'm neurotic. I'm worrying. What should I do for class, work? I have 20 projects. I'm just so frazzled. I don't know what to do about it. And then you give them a schedule. Why does that start alleviating their anxiety, Mr. Care Bear?
Because it limits their options.
Yes, the schedule limits their options. There's no longer a crisis over should I go left or should I go right. That decision is already made on the schedule. That removes all the neurotic behavior, all the worrying. You know exactly when you should be studying and what subject you should be studying. You just look at your schedule. You know exactly what project you should be working on. You know exactly what class you should be at, what you should be doing for work. outside of work, etc. It eliminates all the guesswork. There is no more neurotic behavior worrying about, oh, what should I do? What should I do? When you have that direction, that meets your need. That's why you're happy. When you have that schedule, for the very first time, you're like, oh, fuck, I got to follow the schedule. This feels constricting. But once you're following that schedule and you get restriction in your life, you realize, this is good. This feels good. This meets my need. That's why it feels good. Okay, so this is the problem that girl pair is experiencing right now. He has a relationship he's trying to rescue, but he doesn't even have a view of what the real problem is. It is his entire social interaction. He does not know how to restrict his, I want to say wife or girl, I think it's wife. He doesn't know how to restrict his wife to tell her, look, don't do this. You're not allowed to do this. I'm in charge. And on the other hand, he also doesn't know how to do what?
Give incentive.
Give incentive. He doesn't know how to express his expectations. He needs practice on both ends. He needs practice going, look, here's who I am. Here are my reactions to my experiences. Oh, now you're attracted to me. Yes, now you have incentive to listen to me. And now, here are my restrictions. Here are my guidelines. Here are my expectations. What happens, NC State, when a lot of students have this problem, when they tell people, hey, here's my expectations. What's the problem with that?
You haven't established any authority yet.
That's too vague.
You haven't given them any incentive.
Yes. Wait a second. What did you say? What did you say?
I said you haven't given them any incentive to meet your expectations.
Yeah, but why did you say you haven't given them any incentive?
I know. I heard myself. That's why.
Yeah. Why don't I allow that answer? Why would I rather hear I don't know versus you haven't given them any incentive?
It's not making a statement. It's asking a question and sounding like a little chick.
What's the problem with sounding like a little chick? It's not just that you sound like a little chick, but what's the real problem? Jar?
It's not, I know what it is.
Yeah, I know. That's why I called on you. This is your favorite answer.
It's my favorite one. He's not taking responsibility for his words. He's not
Yes.
taking accountability for his
He's
words.
not being accountable for his words. So he's like, is it incentive? He's asking me a question. He needs to take accountability, even if it's the wrong answer. Let's say he gave the wrong answer. He said it's authority. And I said, that's wrong. I'd rather you take accountability for the wrong answer than be unaccountable for your answer. You have to learn how to be accountable for your answer. That is part of exercising authority. Being accountable for wrong decisions. And you're guaranteed you're going to make wrong decisions here. You're going to give me the wrong answer in class. But you better take accountability for your wrong answer. Okay, so tell me the right answer again, NC State.
You haven't provided them with incentive.
You haven't provided them with incentive to meet your expectation. For every demand you make, you have to provide incentive for that demand to be met. So, for instance, if I come up on the street to you, NC State, and I say, hey, give me $100, are you going to give me $100?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not getting anything in return.
Yeah, I have to give you some incentive for you to pay me that $100. So either I have to wash your car 100 times, or I have to build you a house or something to give you incentive to meet my demand. So let's apply that now to a relationship. If I'm telling this chick, look, I expect you to do the dishes. What does that mean? If I tell her she has to do the dishes, what do I have to provide then?
A reason for why she should wash the dishes.
Right.
An incentive for why she should wash the dishes.
There's got to be some incentive. Part of that incentive is me directing her, me guiding her. That is a huge deal. That's like being a high-paid consultant. I'm a high-paid consultant. If you're in a relationship, you are the consultant. You are the guy who's the go-to guy who's making the decisions. You're taking all the pressure off of her. Don't look at your position lightly. Just because you make decisions, don't think of that as a light chore. That is a huge thing, especially for a girl who is very indecisive and gets super insecure. You making that decision, you saying, it's incentive, not it's incentive? You being able to say that definitely is a huge contribution to the relationship. That is a huge asset to her, okay? That is a huge incentive. If you can't do that, you've removed a huge part of your function as a man in that relationship. So you have to be able to provide incentive by leading, by initiating, which means, for instance, girls are very shy, and you want to know about this girl. So a lot of you guys will sit back passively and go, hey, tell me about yourself. Or, hey, I'm just going to sit back, and suddenly she'll just start volunteering information about her life. What's the problem with that, DBP?
Because
chicks don't do that. They're submissive. They're not going to just volunteer themselves to you. They're too scared of getting hurt.
They're too scared. They're too insecure. They're worried about you judging them. They're worried about what you're going to think of them. So unless you first volunteer information about you, tell them here's who I am, here's what I like, here's what I don't like. Unless you volunteer that first, they're not going to feel secure enough to share their life with you. So you have to initiate. That is part of your role. That is part of your function as a man, is to initiate, to lead, to initiate, to direct. If you can't...
To set up some emotional basis.
What's that?
Set up a emotional basis so, like, you could...
What's that mean?
Like, having fun together.
Right, okay, so planning an activity, right? So that, again, goes under leading, initiating, stimulating her, right? You need to provide for their needs. So if we're hanging out, right, and if you're one of those guys, you go to your friend's house and you go, hey, what do you want to do? You're the chick in the relationship. What do you want to do? You have things you want to do, and you have things you haven't even tried doing yet. You guys have played video games before, but some of you don't even know how to ride a bike. You don't know how to travel or go to the beach or just, look up things on the internet that you might be interested in doing. That takes initiative. That means you actively have to do something. So you have to be able to provide for somebody else's needs. So, for instance, let's say you have a little kid who's 5 years old and you're like, 25. If you're in a relationship with a girl and you keep going to the girl, hey, what should we do? What should we do? What should we do? That is like asking the little kid, the little 5-year-old kid, hey, what should we do? The little 5-year-old kid has no idea. They're depending on you to meet their need for entertainment, for enjoyment. So you're going to have to tell them, hey, we should be reading a book at this time. Then we should be going on a bike ride at this time. Then we should be going out to eat. Then we should be going to this area over here that I wanted to explore. Then we should go meet with friends over here. Then we should have a barbecue. I'm gonna buy ingredients and we're gonna have a little party. So there's things you are doing to initiate and stimulate the person in the relationship. This burden falls on you as a man because you are the one with the capacity. You are in charge because you have responsibility. You're able to bear the responsibility. If you can't bear this responsibility, you don't deserve to be in charge. You're in charge not to make you happy, but to make everybody happy in the relationship. It's a big responsibility. It's a chore to be in charge. For me to lead this class, it's a chore. But I get a benefit out of it. If I just sit back passively and go, hey guys, just talk amongst yourselves, talk about the principles and just learn things, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be talking at once. There's going to be no order. It's going to be chaos. Nobody's going to learn anything. And guess what? Guess who's going to suffer? Who do you think's going to suffer? Everybody. You guys are not going to learn anything. And guess what? I'm not going to have any students I want to talk to. You guys are still going to be annoying assholes. So unless I do something to actively shape your behavior, I'm not benefiting and you're not benefiting. So it's a huge responsibility on me to teach this class. I have to change your behavior. That is what responsibility means. It means I'm changing your behavior. So if you're the responsible one in the relationship and the woman keeps changing your behavior, that means you're not fulfilling your responsibility. You're the one who's supposed to be leading. You're the one supposed to be telling her what to do, not vice versa. So if she's always telling you what to do, you're not the active one in the relationship taking charge. You're not putting responsibility on your shoulders.
What's up with two dominant males, like friends, so, and if their opinions disagree?
If you have two dominant males and their opinions disagree, so in a relationship you're like in a broship. Like me and Jar, we're two dominant males. Hey Jar.
Yeah. Hey,
okay.
What's up?
Now we disagree about, what are we disagreeing over?
The color
versus Mexican food.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. I'm asking Chris. He's creating this imaginary scenario. Chris, what are we disagreeing over?
Let's say sports.
Okay.
You like motocross.
I like motocross.
Jar likes basketball.
Jar likes basketball. So I want to go see a motocross event and Jar wants to go see a basketball event. Okay, so I say, Jar, let's go see motocross today.
Oh man, I want to go see a basketball game.
Okay, so now we have a conflict of expectations, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what should we do? Fight? What should we do?
I mean, one has to set the higher incentive.
What? Set the higher. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, Mr. Care Bear Stare, what should we do?
Well, one of you has to sacrifice his expectation for the broship.
Right. We have to take care of the relationship. What's the most important thing? Going to motocross or going to basketball? What is the most important thing? Consideration, Mr. Care Bear Stare.
Hello?
Well, I would say both are important.
They're not important.
Yeah.
Neither of them are important. What is the most important thing?
The
relationship.
The relationship. Who cares if we go to motocross? Who cares if we go to basketball? The real concern
If
is,
you really want to go to motocross,
yeah, but look if I really want him to go to motocross and I insist on going and he insists on going to play basketball or to go watch basketball, and then the relationship breaks up because of that, then what's the problem? I'm not taking care of the relationship. All these events, going to dinner, going to eat, going to someplace, going to hang out, going to a party, all these are pretenses to socialize. They're just excuses to create a relationship. They're excuses to maintain the relationship. They are not the relationship. So if you are holding something above the relationship, you are the problem. So let's say I don't like basketball, but I like jar. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sacrifice my expectation and go, fuck it. Well, I hate basketball, but I want to hang out with jar. I'm going to go because I realize the basketball is irrelevant. If I'm with jar and we have a good relationship, I'll have fun even if I go to something I don't like basketball. There's music I don't like, for instance, country music, that if I'm listening to it with somebody else who enjoys it, I can enjoy it through them because I enjoy the relationship. Or if we're going to something, my friend goes to a party or invites me to a party and there's people there I don't know and a lot of them are assholes that I don't like, but I like my friend. So I go anyway because I want to maintain the relationship with him. I can have fun even though I'm with people I don't like.
okay, it makes sense.
So I'm concerned about the relationship, not each individual event. You got to remember, your preferences are dysfunctional. If you got a preference for eating at Mexican food over Chinese food, that's dysfunctional because ultimately your eating is not just for the sake of eating. You're eating to be able to live, to be able to have a relationship with somebody. So eating should take a back seat to that. So if you're so stubborn that, hey, I only eat at Chinese food, I don't eat at Mexican food, guess what? You're fucking up your relationships because you're insisting on keeping this dysfunctional preference, this dysfunctional expectation. That answer your question?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, so I don't Grow Pair, did I cover that? Did I cover your relationship issue at all? It's a very grand way of covering it. I'm sure you're expecting more of a specific remedy or a specific solution, but the solution is not just do this one thing or do that one thing. You didn't cover it, you explained it. I didn't cover it. Okay, well, you'll have to keep paying attention. You'll get it eventually. Or you'll have to participate one day. One day you'll open your mouth and speak, and you'll realize, socializing. Ha. Hold on, let me read the response. Ha ha ha. I get it. I will. Yes, great. Okay, so we're gonna
not have a microphone or something.
No, he's just a shy guy. All right.
He says he's in a room full of people, but
He's super shy guy. He's a super shy guy. Okay, so we're on the first podcasting topic. We're gonna click on it. His girlfriend's there. Oh no! If she hears us talking, it's over. Oh shit!
She should be encouraged by you.
She's the one who linked him to the academy, and he's worried about her. Anyway, okay, so we're on Hiber. Oh wow, this is gonna be a headache. We're on Hibernia's EM report.
Which first post, second post, which one?
Let's see. We're gonna go to the latest one.
Yeah, Plum.
Get it together. Oh wait. Yo.
Yeah, I wanted to say.
You want to get in the class? We got a new guy. What's your Skype name?
Get it together.
Get it together. What a great name. Get it together.
Kind of like Girl Pair.
Okay, so we're gonna cover. Let's see. We're gonna cover.
Is it the one with all 4 events?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go to. It starts at event 1, and it's halfway in the middle, halfway down. It has 4 events in it. You guys see where I'm at? We're on Hibernia's EM expectation management report, and it starts out, yes, my first attempt was crap, and it's kind of in the middle, and it starts with 1 paragraph, and then right after that it says event 1. Everybody know where we're at?
Yep. I don't see it.
If you don't, here's how you get to it. You go to lecture and film. That's where we're starting. And when you're at podcasting topics, it's the very first topic, the very first link in podcasting topics.
Okay.
Click on that. That'll take you to my EM journal, and that's Hibernia's EM journal. And then right down in the middle of the page, you scroll down.
4th post.
It's the 4th post.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
And it
That
starts
one
out.
should be underlined.
Yes, it starts out. Yes, my first attempt was crap. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, can you just say the date and time on the date and time? Can you say the date and time stamp so I know which one you're talking about? But I can't find it.
November 29th, 2:55 p.m.
Yeah, there we go.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's see here. All right. DBP, you're going to be narrator.
Okay.
Let's see. Chris, you're going to be Hibernia.
Actually, can you repeat that? Like, where to find it? I'm right now at the matriculation.
No. Go to the film and lecture section.
Okay, hang on.
This is where we're always going to start. For future reference, we're going to be in the film and lecture section and the podcasting topics. That's where we're always going to start. So you should always be there when you come to class. Okay, click on the very first topic. Click on the very first link there. Page 1. Now are you on the EM Journal of Hibernia?
Okay, I got it.
Okay, now scroll down to the 4th post. It's right after my reply. It says, yes, my first attempt was crap.
Okay, got it.
Okay, you're Hibernia. Got it?
Okay.
All right. That's going to be your part. Sharon, Miguel,
Yes.
you're going to be Sharon.
All right.
Let's see. Jar,
Yeah.
you're going to be leading quality control.
Quality control? Okay.
Yes. NC State. NC State.
Yep.
You're going to be doing brackets.
Brackets, okay.
Let's see here. Monash. A-team. A-team. Did he die? I think he died out. A-team, you still there?
Who's 18?
A-team. Who's the guy who's A-team?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
Wake up, Monash.
I was reading that thing. My bad.
Yeah. Okay, you're going to be on, Jar's team.
Okay. Alright.
Jar, you're going to have to keep these guys organized, okay? Yeah. NC State, you're going to select for the 1992 draft pick, BZS. He's on your team.
Yes.
Remember, you're in charge, so remember the guys on your team. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Pastor, you're going to be on Jar's team. Actually, Pastor, you're just going to listen in.
Okay.
Let's see. Anybody else I forgot here? Did I get everybody?
Yes.
I think you forgot me.
Oh, Care Bear.
Care Bear.
Yeah, I can't remember mine.
I think I told you what part you were. Which one are you? Okay, Care Bear, I'm going to put you on the on quality control. You're with Jar.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Who's on your team, Jar?
So I've got A-Team and Care Bear.
Okay, and who's on your team, NC State?
BZS.
Okay, let's hit it. Narrator.
Oh. Yep. I was out with friends at the late night pubs.
No, start the first top part.
Alright. Yes, my first attempt was crap. These
Speak
events have
up,
been
speak
wreaking-
up. Can't hear you. Start over.
Yes, my first attempt was crap. These events have been wreaking my brain as it's the same thing over and over ad infinitum. I'm now thinking that there's really no point in trying to make further attempts with women if I can't discern more clearly what has been occurring in the past.
Good idea. Time to pay attention. Event number 1. Do it.
I was out with friends at a late-night pub/club that I go to regularly at the weekends. Sharon came in with a friend and smiled and said, "Hello." As she passed me, I replied with a smile and said, "Hello," rewarding in brackets. I've talked to her a couple of times previously, but nothing much further came of it. After a while, I've seen her sitting chatting with her friend at the table and went over to join them. We talked for a few minutes, just general chit-chat, and then she said she was going in for a smoke.
Hibernia.
I'll go with you.
What?
Stating expectation.
Hold on. Who's Hibernia?
Chris?
Chris. This isn't a high school play. You're Hibernia. Let's go.
Yeah, I said I'll go with you.
Yeah, you're talking to Sharon. Come on. Sharon's not going to go with you if you talk like a robot. Let's go.
Oh, I'll go with you.
Okay.
Stating expectation.
All right. Brackets, guy. Let's go. Who's leading brackets?
Sharon,
Who's leading brackets?
Hey, DCP. What's my partner's name? DVP. What is it?
No. Your partner's BZS.
BZS. BZS will go. I'll go 1. You go 1. So we can each have something to say and not talk over each other.
Okay, sounds good.
Your turn.
Alright, so stating expectation.
Yeah, we already got that. Wait a second. NC State. We're supposed to hear from you first. You're in charge, so you're supposed to talk about the brackets.
Oh, talk about the brackets.
You're supposed to say if it's you're the brackets. You're supposed to say if it's correct or not. You're supposed to read it, say if it's correct or not, and consult with your team. And then when you're done, we're gonna check with quality control. So go ahead.
Okay.
Let's see. I wasn't aware of my responsibilities. So
Well, now you are. Let's go.
get myself together. All right.
Compose yourself. Come on, let's go.
Stating expectation. Okay. I don't know if that's an expectation. What do you think, BZS?
I don't think it is either. It sounds like he's kind of just inviting himself, but I'm not sure exactly how that's stating any sort of expectation.
Okay, let's go with quality control. Jar, hit it.
All right, so yes, I believe he is stating expectation. 18, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think he is stating an expectation.
And Care Bear?
I agree too.
All right, we're done.
Okay,
I agree.
hold on. I got a request from Peter Morrison. Oh, looks like Pete's going to be joining us, a new student. Hold on. Get in here, Petey. Add Petey to call. Peeeeeeeeet. Add. Shh, be quiet. Don't scare him. Peter, you there? Peter, you there? Petey?
Another shy guy?
He's shy. Pete, you there? He's very shy. Pete, we're in the middle of class, so just hang out for a second. Okay, keep going.
All right, so our whole group agrees that it's an expectation.
You guys all agree it's an expectation? Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
I still disagree.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you. So he's stating an expectation. I'll go with you. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily an expectation. He's just saying he's agreeing. It is kind of, it's a very, I wouldn't say passive. I guess it is an expectation. I'll go with you. He's basically just agreeing to go. Like that's
almost like she's giving the expectation.
Yeah, he's like saying he wants to go along for the ride, but that kind of goes along with his expectation. His expectation is to talk to her, so that is pretty much we'll categorize that as stating an expectation. Not that crucial. Okay, Sharon.
Okay.
Meeting expectation. However, I didn't reward her with maybe a smile or verbal acknowledgement.
Agreed. He met her. She met his expectation.
Yeah, it sounds like she. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay.
Wait a second. Who's in charge of brackets?
I'm in charge of brackets.
So who just read that?
BZS.
BZS read it.
Yeah. So NC State 17. Why don't you tell or NC State? NC
Just call
State.
me NC 17.
Yeah, NC 17. It's always on the tip of my tongue. NC 17. Why don't you tell BZS? Hey BZS, I'm in charge. Relax. I'll let you know when it's your turn to speak.
Well, prior to, I told BZS or whatever his name is. I'm sorry, I keep messing up your name, dude. But I told him that I would read one bracket and he would read the next bracket. So
yeah, but he violated your expectation because he violated my expectation. So I want you to tell him, hey, BZS.
We're alternating. That's why I just read it.
I don't want to hear your excuse. I'm talking to NC 17, not you. NC 17. I want you to tell BZS to relax and wait till you're done reading. You're in charge of the group. Go ahead.
All right, BZS. I'll do all the reading. You just do the agreeing or disagreeing.
All right, go ahead.
Brackets, meeting expectation. However, I didn't reward her with maybe a smile or verbal acknowledgement. I think that's meeting. She met his expectation. And as far as rewarding her with a smile, I don't know if you need to reward her. You met her expectation, so she met your expectation, so it's fine.
Yeah, I guess it depends on. I think it depends on. I mean, where it goes from there in terms of how the conversation goes, and if he has a good time with her after that point, that's the reward.
Quality control.
All right. Yeah, I agree with the brackets. I don't think there's a lot of thought that needs to be put into it. It's it's small. It's very simple dialect that's happening. 18, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, all she's saying is okay. I don't think it's that complicated.
And Care Bear, do you agree with the brackets?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he should only write meeting expectation and cut the bullshit. I mean,
Okay,
I agree.
Right about that.
What is all this extra jargon in there? If it's necessary, if she's saying meeting expectation such as rewarding me by agreeing, or just meeting expectation, something simple. All this other explanation, all the mind reading is not necessary.
Yes, we
I
don't need it.
didn't take it as mind reading because he's simply saying what he didn't do.
Yeah, but that's unnecessary. We should see it unfold in the conversation. Brackets should be for necessary commentary only.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
We ended up sitting outside for about a half hour, and I went into my usual entertainment, talking about various people and events, cracking jokes, and telling some stories that are entertaining. I don't recall enough of the conversation to know if I was expressing my experience. Furthermore, I'm not sure if part of my usual approach is a form of justification. I'm going to monitor this behavior in the future. She was sitting close, listening and touching her leg off mine. I asked her for her phone number.
Well, you skipped all the
Skip something.
guy.
Brackets, cover that.
Brackets. Alright. Make sure you watch the brackets there, whoever was reading. But anyway, so the first set of brackets he had in that first paragraph, I don't think that's necessary. that's still kind of explaining the situation. So
Right. That should be outside of the brackets. You should just say that if that's relevant to the situation, you could say that. The fact that he's not sharing much of this conversation leads me to believe that he doesn't know what it means to, give somebody an incentive or to express himself. I mean, there's not much shared about him giving incentives, so I don't know if it's even justified for him to be making all these demands, because a lot of this is just, a demand report. Like, can I have your number? What justifies that? That's a demand. That's like saying, can I have $100? Did he put in enough time expressing himself and bringing the girl into his experience? We don't know because he doesn't say anything. So this is a terrible report for that part alone. Okay, keep going. Brackets guy, keep going.
Another set of brackets, reciprocating with affection and attention. Again, not enough detail in that statement to let us know what's going on outside of he touched her legs and she could be creeped out by it. What do you think, BZS?
I agree with that.
Yeah, quality control, I think, I actually think that part, I guess it is necessary because it is ebook terms. I think that part was correctly added to the commentary.
What's wrong with reciprocating with affection and attention? What's wrong with that statement?
I guess it's not, I guess reciprocating is wrong.
What should go there?
It should be rewarding.
Yes,
yeah.
It should be rewarding. Stick to the format. That's why we have the EM guidelines. Why do we have the EM guidelines in the first place, Mr. Care Bear Stare?
To make it simple.
To make it simple, so everybody knows what the fuck we're talking about. We're all on the same page. When people are inventing terms and making their own methods up here, it confuses everything. You're confused because you don't follow the format. I've made it as simple as possible so you can identify the important parts of a conversation that are relevant to you. Rewarding, punishing, inappropriate justifications, etc. Those important parts of the conversation that you need to pay attention to, those are the parts I highlighted. Those are the parts I want you to keep uniform with other reports so you could quickly look to another student's report and go, oh, I could see them reporting. Oh, I could see them punishing. Oh, I could see this expectation violation here. Oh, I could see them inappropriately or appropriately justifying once they've established their authority. And it's uniform across every student's report. So it makes it very simple to identify. When you're an asshole and you don't pay attention to following directions, or you don't ask for help when you don't understand something, then you write reciprocating with affection and attention, which fucks everybody up, because now they get to decipher what's that mean. Oh, reciprocating refers to rewarding. Oh, I get it now. Keep going. I asked for her number. Hibernia.
Oh, can I have your phone number?
Is it necessary for him to say, I asked for her number? No. Keep it relevant. Okay. Hibernia just said...
Expectation.
Right. Okay, keep going.
Sure. Wait, expectation. Sure. I agree with that. What do you think? DCP, PCP.
PCS.
PCP, AZT.
I'm gonna write it down. I remember this.
BZS.
I think, it's right on him. She's biggest expectation.
All right, quality control. I agree. It's fine the way it is. A-team.
Yeah.
Care Bear?
I agree. She only said sure, but okay, I pass.
We're not on that yet. We're on Hibernia.
We're still in Hibernia. We're just stating expectation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I have your very straightforward stating an expectation? Okay. Sharon.
Sure. Brackets, meeting expectation. She did meet his expectation.
All right, let's just skip on. All right, Hibernia.
Okay, what name should I put you in as? I already have a Sharon in my phone book.
Sharon?
I don't know. Brackets, punishing me by not answering the question. I would call that punishment.
Is that what should be in the brackets?
I don't think it should be. No.
I'm asking NC State.
I don't know.
Well, I need to hear you say I don't know. Is that what belongs? Is that what belongs in the brackets?
I don't know.
Okay, that's the correct answer. Now ask your team.
What do you think, BZS?
I'm not sure exactly what needs to go in there.
Quality control.
So, punishing me by not answering the question. We don't punish by not answering the question. That's not, as Plum said, that's not in the guidelines. So he needs to be saying punishing me by disagreement.
Yes. Why is it important, Mr. Care Bear Stare, to not be an asshole and say punishing me by not answering the question? Why is it important to not put that there?
Because this is fucking obvious.
Yes,
I think,
obviously.
like,
So what do we need? What do we need to see in there? What needs to be in the bracket?
The principal. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, lack of guidance. You should have told her like what to do exactly.
What needs to be in the brackets? Anybody know? DVP, do you know what needs to be in the brackets?
Punishing by disagreement.
Punishing by disagreement. Why does that need to be in the brackets and not punishing me by not answering the question?
Because it's not in the guidelines, and we're trying to follow a universal formula here.
Not a universal formula. We're trying to make it uniform.
Yeah.
We're trying to say, look, it's punishing, and then we're identifying the punishment. So we can identify when we're in a conversation very simply, oh, this person's disagreeing with me. Oh, this person's ridiculing me. Oh, this person is praising me. It's very simple. We're making it very simple and straightforward. When you complicate it, or when you put something that is irrelevant in there, you fuck up the program. Stick to the guidelines. They are for you to understand. If you could quickly go through your interaction or another student's interaction you're not involved with, and you can identify all the parts, guess what? You're that much closer now to just simply enforcing your expectations. You could immediately pinpoint. If you know how to do this correctly, you can go through somebody else's report and go, oh, look, this person here stated an expectation, but they didn't provide incentive over here. They didn't do anything to warrant that meeting that. Or this person over here made an inappropriate justification. They didn't establish their authority, and they justified themselves inappropriately. If you could do that, you could spot your own problems in your own conversations. It's very simple if you can understand how to break down a report this way. This is the point of keeping things uniform. Do not be a lazy asshole and just put whatever you want in the brackets. You came here as a lazy asshole. What is that going to do you? What help is that going to do you? Okay, keep going.
It's not.
Who's up?
Hibernia?
Sure. Okay, I'll put you in as Sharon.
Oh, wait. We didn't quality control. What did we decide on the brackets?
Okay, I thought we covered that because you ended up talking. We decided that, I said punishing, it should say punishing by disagreement. 18, we didn't get to you. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
And Kimber said, right, we're good.
Okay,
Kimber
Hibernia.
said what I said.
Hibernia.
Okay.
Who's typing? Who's Mr. Typer?
That was me. I was typing in the topics.
Okay, thank you, sir. Who's up? Who's Hibernia?
Me, Chris.
Go ahead, read.
Okay, I'll put you in as Sharon.
Bracket guy. Failed to punish her for not answering. That is a fail to punish, but you could have just put fail to punish. And I don't even know if that's needed in the brackets, but let's discuss. What do you think, BZS?
I agree with that. I don't think it should be in the brackets, but it doesn't sound like he's. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be in there.
Okay, quality control. I want to say that that's justification. Yes, he did fail to punish, but he didn't direct that behavior. He kind of went with what she said, which is why I want to say that. 18, what do you think?
Well, I'm kind of confused.
You know why you're confused? Let me answer the confusion. What should this asshole have put right in the very beginning? Okay, what should I put your name in here as? What would have cleared up this confusion? What would that be?
Well, I was confused by the
Stating expectation.
That should be stating an expectation. Okay, what should I put your name in as? I already have Sharon in my phone book. Obviously, this is an expectation, but he's stating it in a somewhat passive way. He's really asking, tell me what to put in here. I want something to put in here. What should I put in here? Right? He's kind of stating an expectation here. So, if she's disagreeing with him, we can answer this question very simply. Okay, I'll put you in as Sharon. So she's not meeting his expectation.
Right. So yeah, I guess she's rejecting his expectation, and he's going along with it.
He's going along with it. He's even doing what?
And rewarding her.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
What's going on?
Her?
Yes, he's rewarding her for bad behavior. He wants her to answer. He's indicating that she's punishing him. So obviously that means she's disagreeing with she's disagreeing with his expectation, at least in his mind. So he decides, okay, let me reward her for disagreeing with me. It's not that he just failed to punish. He rewarded her for bad behavior he didn't want. Okay,
So
keep
that is
going.
justification then.
Yeah, it's justification right here. So he should put in inappropriately justifying myself.
Care Bear, you agree?
He better agree. I just told him the answer. Okay, Hibernia, you're up.
Awesome. Alright, next.
Hibernia. Wake up. Who's Hibernia? Are you? Hold on. Who's Hibernia?
Chris, still.
Chris, are you awake? What are you doing over there?
Well, listening to you.
Yeah, how come when I call your name Hibernia, you take like 5 seconds to answer?
Actually, my internet connection is like pretty messed up right now, so it's kind of.
Wait, you're lagged or what? I can't hear you. What's the problem?
Maybe he's lagging. It sounds like he's saying he's lagging.
Are you lagging, Chris?
What? Well, what's laggy?
You mean when your internet your internet connection is slow? Is your internet connection slow?
Oh, it's actually not slow. It's unstable.
So why are you taking so long to answer?
I will. Okay.
Stop downloading porn. Stop sniffing coke off the desk. Pay fucking attention. Hibernia, go. Read.
I will probably start calling you some mornings at 4 a.m.
Okay.
Stay no expectation.
You still with me?
What?
Yes, we're with you. Now we're on brackets, guy. Brackets.
Alright, brackets guy. Stating expectation. I agree with that statement. What do you think, BZS?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Quality control, I agree with that. A-team?
A-team.
He's not.
Where are you?
He left.
He left.
You left?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Care Bear.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Awesome.
Sharon.
I don't mind. I'm usually up at that time anyway.
Brackets.
Meeting expectation, but I failed to reward her with praise or affection. Again, he's putting extra information that doesn't need to be in the brackets. So, but she is meeting his expectation though. So what do you think, BCS?
Yeah, she definitely is.
I agree with that. She's meeting his expectation. Care Bear? Care Bear?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
What should be in the brackets?
Can anybody jump in?
Go for it, DBP. What should be in the brackets?
It should just be meeting my expectation.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that I failed
What
to-
should be in there?
Oh, rewarding her with rewarding me.
Why is it important to put rewarding and not just meeting expectation?
Because she is rewarding. That's the whole thing that she's doing.
That's the point. Yes, we need to know if she's meeting or punishing. It makes it much simpler.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's go. We can skip let's skip this train wreck and go to event number 2. Event number 2. Let's go. Brenda.
All right. Brenda works in the same department. Oh, you mean?
Yeah, event number 2. Go ahead.
All right. Brenda works in the same department. However, she works in different sections, so I don't see her that much during the day. I've texted her a few times outside of work, and she generally replies to them, but I've never shown real expression of interest. She was out sick last week, so I sent her a text.
Hibernia.
Hi, Brenda. Are you okay?
Wait a second. Hibernia.
Yes.
Come on, let's go, buddy. Wake up.
I mean, what is wrong?
I want to hear a sexy Hibernia. You're trying to woo this girl.
Okay. Hi, Brenda. Are you okay?
Sweet. All right, Brenda. Oh, wait. Who's whoever was Sharon is now Brenda.
Not too bad, thanks. We'll be out for a few weeks, though.
Okay, Hibernia.
Okay, take care of yourself.
Okay, brackets.
Bracket guy did not give sufficient motivation to answer my express. Alright, don't laugh at me.
Okay,
All right, let's go.
this could be one of the most horrible EM reports ever. What's the problem with this, NC State? Before we go on.
With there are no brackets. First of all, that would be the main thing on my end since I'm the bracket guy.
Okay, but what's the main problem with this whole thing? Jar?
There's so much wrong. He's giving, first of all, everything in the brackets is wrong.
There's no conversation.
It's all
There's no-
wrong and no
there's no-
conversation. There's nothing to manage here. It's just
Yeah.
him not giving the girl incentive to talk to him. There's no point in even writing about this. What is the point?
Right.
This is a non-versation. Okay, oh my god, let's go to event number 3. Hopefully there's something here.
A few weeks ago, I texted J.O. to ask her out for coffee. I hadn't seen her in a couple of years and wanted to catch up and see if there was any romantic interest. J.O. is a really good-looking Nigerian woman I met about 4 years ago during my work. She gave me her phone number, and we met a couple of times, but nothing really happened. We met up for coffee and something to eat. I, of course, paid the bill, rewarding without any expectation. I could have asked her for the bill to be split, and we left the restaurant. I wasn't driving, so she offered to drive me to the bus stop. This was the main points of the conversation during the drive.
Okay, hold on a second. Wait. Hold on a second. Who just had problems here? A-Team, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. My internet's dropped back.
Okay, so he's back on your team. All right, keep going. Joe is, who is, Hibernia in the, Chris, you're Joe. Or no, I'm sorry.
Joe is like
Big L.
Big L, you're Joe, and Chris, you're still Hibernia. Go ahead, Joe. Hello?
I like the way your hair is cut. Suits you much better. Yes?
Dang.
Okay, hold up. What's, what should be there, NC State?
She rewards him with praise in the brackets.
There you go. Missing.
Missing bracket, reward with praise.
All right, Hibernia.
thanks. Your hair looks nice too.
Alright, rewarding with praise, but I could have expressed a more original response as she looked stunning, rather than just parroting what she said about hair. Again, too much information in the bracket. It should just be rewarding with praise, I think. What do you think, BZS?
I think in theory that's what it should say, but I just don't think that's what that it does. There's no expression behind that aside from just your hair looks nice, but yeah, I agree with that.
All right, quality control. I agree. It should just be rewarding with praise, and everything after but could be omitted. A-Team, you're back. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Care Bear?
Yeah, I agree too.
Sweet. Joe.
When we get to the bus stop, I'll wait for you until your bus comes. Damn it.
No.
What?
No, you don't have to do that.
I wanted her to wait for the bus, but was too passive and indirect in my expectation instead of clearly stating it. That's what he was saying. It sounds like what he was thinking.
What should be in the brackets? Forget all this nonsense in there. What should be in the brackets?
Oh, it should be in the brackets.
If you read it, you'd know, but
I don't know.
what should be in the brackets?
I can answer.
No.
Hold on, go to your team.
First of all,
Hold up. Who's on your team, NC State?
Who's talking?
Get a handle on your team.
BZS. What do you think, BZS? I don't know what to put here. What do you think, BZS?
You know, I don't know.
all right, quality control.
All right.
First of all, Joe, when Joe said, when we get to the bus stop, I'll wait for you until your bus comes, that's fitting an expectation. And that should be put in brackets behind that. Hibernia
Yes.
says, no, you don't have to do that. That is punishment through disagreement.
Okay. Yes,
That's
but
all.
because this guy is so passive, what's really going on here?
He's
If
trying
we
out
were just reading it at face value, that would be correct. But because he gives us a clue in the brackets what his real intention is, what should really go there?
failing to meet I don't know. 18, do you know?
You got to look at what he says in the brackets to figure out what this guy is really saying. If you just,
I thought
you would be
it was
correct.
really
The way you
correct
read it would be correct, but the way what he says in the brackets reveals what's really going on. Mr. Care Bear.
Yeah, his
Failure to
expectations
state
aren't
his
important to him.
Whoa, Mr. Care Bear.
Yeah, his expectations aren't important to him.
Yeah, but what should go in the brackets?
Indirectly stating expectation.
Mr. Care Bear, not DVP.
Yes.
What should go in the brackets?
Yeah, let me think for a moment.
Okay, you think, and we'll call an 18. What should go in the brackets?
Failing to meet her expectations.
Let's go to DVP. What should be in the brackets?
Indirectly stating expectation.
Indirectly stating expectation. Did everybody get that? Why should that be in their jar?
I don't know.
Can you explain, DVP, why you said that?
Because like you said, he was revealing his real intention. His real expectation was for her to actually wait with him.
Yes, he said, I wanted her to wait for the bus, but was too passive and indirect in my expectation.
Yeah.
It says it right there. He's like one of those assholes that goes, oh, no, you don't have to do that, when really he means, yes, do that. Do you guys get that?
So he's saying
When you're saying, here, come inside for a cup of coffee, and I say, oh, no, you're too kind, you don't have to trouble yourself. What does he really mean? Thank you very much, I'll take the coffee.
Okay.
He tells you right here, I wanted her to wait for the bus, but was too passive. So, on the surface, if you just read the surface, you could say, okay, he's punishing her by disagreeing with her. But what's really happening here is he's just not clearly stating his expectation. And that's the problem. If your report is so fucking difficult for another student to look at and go, what is going on here? You are the problem. You are not clear with your expectations. No, you don't have to do that. Is that his real expectation?
No.
So why the fuck is he
He's
stating that?
betraying himself.
Yes, that's causing all the problem. The reason why you're having trouble analyzing the report is because he's being so fucking unclear with his expectations. There's no need to say, no, you don't have to do that. If he really wants her to do that, he should be able to state that clearly. This is a pretense.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's fake politeness. Okay, keep going. Hibernia.
Do you want to go out for your birthday?
Stating expectation. I don't think he's stating an expectation. If he was stating an expectation, he would have said it instead of asking a question. But
Yeah.
for general purposes, yes, he's stating an expectation. What do you think? Yes.
I don't think he is stating his expectation by asking that question.
So what is he
quality
doing?
Control.
So what is he doing? Hold on. BZS.
Okay.
So what is he doing?
He's asking for direction from her.
So what would you put in the brackets? Asking for direction?
I don't know what I would put there, but it's just not stating expectation.
Okay, let's find out. Quality
Waiting for
control.
direction.
Quality control.
All right. Yeah. Geez, I don't know him.
Ask your team. Hello? Uh-oh. We lost people. Everybody back? We lost everybody for a second. Everybody there? Jar, are you
yeah.
still there?
Okay.
Yeah, huge line.
Talking to
Holy
myself.
crap.
Huge loss. Everybody's back. Don't panic. We're all back. Okay.
Fucking Skype,
Jar,
dude.
we're with you. Fucking Skype.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So again, I'm not sure what should go there at all. 18. What do you think?
I don't know what should go in there either.
Care Bear?
I agree with stating expectation.
Okay,
Okay.
let's find out what it is. Well,
Nice.
if this guy was direct, okay, let's ask DVP. What should go in there?
Indirectly stating expectation.
Yes. Do you want to go out for your birthday? What does this guy really want to say?
Let's go out for your birthday.
Let's go out for your birthday, or I want to take you out for your birthday, or let's go have a fun time. That's what he really wants to say, but he's a passive asshole. So he says, hey, do you want to go out for your birthday? He is stating an expectation, but it's very indirect. So he's making it into a question. Can you start to see the problem here with this guy? Can you start to see the theme here?
Yeah. No
Very
accountability
indirect,
behind what he
very,
says.
very passive.
Very passive, not very direct. If he wants to go out with her for his birthday or celebrate, he should tell her that, not make it into a question. He's very passive, very indirect. Of course he's getting a bad response from these women. Okay, Joe.
I'm not sure. We'll let you know.
Brackets. Punishing me by not answering the question. I think it should just be punishing me by rejection or with rejection. What do you think, BZS?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, quality control. Yeah, it is punishing. I'm going to say it could either go punishing with disagreement or with direction. I'm not sure. 18, do you have an idea?
I think it's punishing with rejection.
Why do you say that?
Care Bear?
Ask him why he says that, Jar.
Oh, right. Why do you say that, 18?
Well, I mean, I think she has an idea, or I think she's rejecting him, like in the context of what she's saying. She's not planning on going out with him on her birthday.
Okay, Care Bear?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I mean, how is this a punishment? She's just not sure.
Okay.
She's just violating his expectation.
Okay.
Nice.
She is disagreeing with the expectation. He wants to know if she wants to go out. He's basically saying, let's go out on your birthday. I'm not sure. I will let you know. He expects an answer, really. His expectation is really, give me an answer. I want to go out with you. Hers is, nah. Not sure. We'll let you know. I'll get back to you. Not meeting the expectation.
So isn't this...
Basically,
violating-
I don't have enough incentive. I don't like you enough to go out with you. There's no incentive for me to go out with you.
Right.
I'm not sure. I will let you know. Who do you say that to? To people you don't care about.
Yep.
If he was a fun guy and she really liked him, do you think she go, I'm not sure, I'll let you know. Let me check with option 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and if those all fall through, then I'll get back to you, option number 6.
Yep, that's what that is.
Does that sound like she likes this guy?
No.
No. Mr. fucking very passive, very indirect, not stating his expectations clearly. Okay, keep going. Hibernia.
Let me know.
Didn't punish her for not answering. That was kind of a passive answer. I would have maybe just said, forget about it. If you're not sure, then let's not do it. But I don't know. What do you think, BZS?
I think that it's really a reward. I mean, he's still indicating interest and saying, let me know, so it's not really a, sort of what happened before, you know, how we talked about it earlier. It's not that he didn't punish, it's that he just rewarded. That's what it sounds like to
I
me.
agree with that. I agree
Right.
with that.
Quality control here. Let me know. He's restating or just stating expectation again. 18, what do you think?
I think he is rewarding her for not meeting his expectations.
Okay. And why is that? Is it the same reason why brackets said that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, not for not meeting his expectations. He's rewarding her for punishing him.
Okay. Care Bear.
Yeah, he's rewarding her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why? Why is he rewarding her? Why do you think?
Same thing.
Yeah, because he isn't. He just agrees with her. She says, "Okay, cool. Let me know."
Yes,
Okay.
he's saying, "Hey, thank you for fucking over my expectation. Here's a cookie. Good job. Keep doing it." What's the problem with that, NC-17?
I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, obviously. If I punch you in the face and then you give me a cookie, what is that telling me?
That I should keep punching you in the face.
Yes, punch me more in the face. That's what he's saying. He's saying, "Good job punching me in the face. Here's another cookie if you do it again."
Yep.
So he's rewarding her for violating his expectations. Good job. All right, I don't even want to get through another one of these event number 4 because this is so terrible. I think we see the main theme here. I think we've covered the main theme though. Anybody have any other questions on this? Okay.
Not really. No.
Let's get away from this EM report ASAP. All right, next one. Mr. Passive, another Mr. Passive Aggressive. We'll notice these themes. We'll see because we'll see them over and over, just in different forms. Eventually, you guys will pick up and go, "Oh, this is the same post. This is the same person." Yes. All right. Let's see here. Mr. DKO. Let's have Chris read it since he's a robot. Activate.
I was already scrolling up.
Activate, Chris.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Okay, who is activated
Post
right now?
exactly now.
What's that?
Which post exactly now?
Mr. Passive Aggressive, the second one.
Mr. Passive Aggressive.
Right after So Terrible, the first one. I just deleted the topic, so
It's in the podcasting topic. We're not in Hibernia's EM report anymore.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'll get
Yeah.
Alright, what are we doing here?
well, this guy's screeching our class to a halt. Okay, Mr. Care Bear, let's go. Read it. Mr. Passive Aggressive.
I don't want to.
Go, let's go. I didn't ask if you wanted to. Read it.
Okay, sometimes I like hanging out with bots, and sometimes I don't like hanging out with bots. He's fun to hang out with when it's the first 30 minutes to an hour, but then the fun starts to diminish and die down.
Hold on a
Hold
second.
on,
I'm
what are we
I'm
reading
falling
Wait, I
asleep.
don't see it. Yeah.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah, where is this?
Mr. Passive Aggressive, it's the,
Yeah.
if you refresh the screen,
Podcast topic.
it's the podcast
Make
topics.
sure you're on the page.
Podcasting topics, first page. If you refresh the screen, you'll see it's the very first topic.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I see.
Mr. Passive Aggressive under podcasting topics in the film and lecture section.
Oh, there we go.
Everybody there?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's get it on. Go ahead, Mr. Robot. That was terrible. We need somebody like 18. Read it.
Okay. Sometimes. Sorry, I'm echoing.
You
Okay,
okay?
it's
Go
fine.
ahead.
just read it.
Sometimes I like hanging out with Boggs, and sometimes I don't like hanging out with Boggs. He's fun to hang out with when it's the first 30 minutes to an hour, but then the fun starts to
All right,
diminish
hold on.
and
I'm
die
falling
down.
asleep. Can we get Mr. Robot Guy? Chris, can you read it? Go ahead.
Why me?
Because I told you to. Now read it.
Okay, like from the beginning?
Motherfucker, read it.
Okay, sometimes I like hanging out with Bugs. Sometimes I don't like hanging out with Bugs. He's fun to hang out with when it's the first 30 minutes to an hour. But then the fun starts to diminish and die down. For instance, I'm at college right now and... we're
Okay, hold
looking
on.
for
Stop,
places
stop,
to-
stop. Who is not going to make me fall asleep? Can we get Jar, read it.
Alright. Sometimes I like hanging out with bugs, and sometimes I don't like hanging out
Okay, hold on right there. Sometimes I like hanging out with Boggs, and sometimes I don't like hanging out with Boggs. What did I like about that, NC-17?
What did you like about that?
Yeah, what did I like about that? The way he read it. Why did I not
yeah.
fucking fall
Oh, yeah,
asleep like the
energy and
previous...
inflection.
What's that?
Energy and inflection.
It sounded like somebody with
I know how to read,
emotion.
but I don't like that pose.
It sounded like somebody with emotion. It sounded like somebody not giving me excuses. Mr. Chris,
And it's a matter of attitude. I don't like that topic.
I didn't ask if you liked it. I just said to read it. I didn't ask your opinion about it.
They always have an opinion.
Yeah, but I don't care about your opinion right now. I'm asking you to read it. I'm asking you to pay attention in class. You're here to learn how to socialize. You don't know how to socialize. I'm teaching you how to socialize. Part of the reason you don't know how to socialize is you're not paying attention to people who do know how to socialize. I'm teaching you how to socialize right now. You realize when people talk to you, if they're this fucking bored, they're not going to want to talk to you? You know why people want to talk to me? Because they're talking to a person. I bring them into my experience by conveying my reactions. You do not convey your reaction. so people fall asleep when you're talking. There is a difference. There is a distinction. I'm trying to get this across to you. I don't want to hear about your excuses. Your excuses are why you're here. Who the fuck wants to hear you complain about why you can't read this right? Nobody. They just want to hear you read it right. Do you want to take another shot at it?
Yes, sure.
Do it.
Sometimes I like hanging out with bugs, and sometimes I don't like hanging out with bugs.
Okay,
I
see?
don't know.
I already fucking woke up. Why? Because I got
Yeah, I mean, actually,
a human...
I can read, like, I'm actually pretty
Well,
good at
congratulations then. Then it was really an excuse, wasn't it? I don't want to hear your excuses again. The point is, I want you to do it. Now,
Okay.
I'm talking about... Shut up. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the way you read it. The way you read it conveyed your reaction to it so that I actually thought, oh, this is what it's like to hang out with Boggs and to not hang out with Boggs. I could see you value some parts of the sentence more than other parts of the sentence. This lets me know that there's a person behind this reaction and not just some static information being conveyed to me. Do you understand the difference? Keep going.
It's fun to hang out with when it's the first 30 minutes to an hour, but then the fun starts to diminish and die down. For instance, I'm at a college right now, and we're looking for a place to sit and start our work on scheduling. But Boggles was talking too damn long, looking for the one place he remembered that was quiet and empty.
Okay. Stop. Right there. Jar, take it away.
I just wanted to sit down and start working on our fucking schedule already. But his persistence sometimes annoys me just a little bit. I feel scared around him sometimes, and I feel happy around him sometimes. I feel like we've been old friends for a long time at times, and then I feel like I just met another asshole who I don't want to get to know, and I regret meeting him in the first place. I hang out with him anyway because it's better than staying home going on YouTube or thinking about what I could be doing. Plus, I need to hang out with people to get used to the experience that I lack regarding relationships and practice with them. I don't know how Boggles was when he first came to Manhood Academy, so I can't see how much he's changed. The funny thing is, I'm typing this next to Boggles and he doesn't know, haha. I wonder if he'll get mad or laugh at it when he reads this.
Okay, stop right there. Why did I call this entry Mr. Passive Aggressive, DBP?
Because he's not saying this to Boggs. In fact, he doesn't even want Boggs to see that he's typing this. He sounds like really scared, like, oh, Boggles is going to see this. He admits that in this post.
He should be talking to Boggs.
Yeah.
He should be saying all this shit to Boggles. This is how he shapes his behavior. He should be saying, Boggles, I like hanging out with you when you do this, when you give me this incentive. But see these times over here? This is when I don't like hanging out with you. What's that going to do to Boggles?
Going to shape his behavior. It's going to change him.
Yeah, he's going to go, oh, this guy likes it when I do this. That's a reward. And this guy hates it when I do this. So I don't want to fuck up the relationship with my friend. Let me do what he likes and let me stop doing what he doesn't like. That's going to actively shape his behavior. If he's just doing this passive aggressively, tee-hee-hee, I hope Boggles doesn't read this, tee-hee-hee. Right? He's not shaping anything. He's just along for the ride. He becomes a guy who passive aggressively complains.
Speak of the devil, he just came online.
Ah, TKO, Mr. Passive Aggressive guy. Let's see if we can get Mr. Passive Aggressive on. TKO.
DKO.
Hey, Mr. Passive Aggressive. Guess what? We were just talking about you.
I knew it.
You knew it. Go to podcasting topics.
I'm already there.
All right. Mr. Passive Aggressive, are you on that one?
Look at this guy. He's on the fucking ball.
He's on the ball. This is how every student should be. All prepared. On the podcasting topics, ready to go.
Hell yeah.
Okay, you see the first paragraph?
Yeah.
Read the last 3 sentences of that paragraph.
This is my post, right?
Yep.
Alright. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Actually,
okay.
start at
When
plus.
it starts,
Start at plus. I need to hang out. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Plus, I need to hang out with people to get used to the experience that I lack regarding relationships and practice with them. With him. I don't know how Boggles was when he first came to Manhood Academy, so I can't see how much he's changed. What's funny is, I'm typing this next to Boggles, and he doesn't know it. Haha.
No, that's not how you say haha.
Haha.
Yeah, how do I even know you're there? Read that sentence again.
What's funny is, I'm typing this next to Boggles, and he doesn't know it. I wonder if he'll get mad or laugh at it when he reads this.
All right, why did I call this Mr. Passive Aggressive?
Because I don't know how to get my expectations met.
No, well, that's obvious, but why did I call this Mr. Passive Aggressive? Everybody figured it out, so we're going to see if you can figure it out.
Because I'm passive aggressive.
I think that's pretty explicit. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Captain Obvious. Try it again.
I don't know how to get my needs met.
Yes, that is the big picture, but why did I name this Mr. Passive Aggressive?
I don't know.
Think about who's sitting next to you.
Boggles.
Okay.
And
Who should you be saying this to?
to Boggles.
Oh, so why did I call you Mr. Passive Aggressive?
Because I'm not saying it to Boggles.
What does it mean to be passive aggressive?
It means to let things happen and not deal about it to you.
No. What does it mean to be passive aggressive, Chris?
Not saying what you really want or what you don't like.
18, what's it mean to be passive aggressive?
I don't know.
Pressing it in a wrong way.
BZS, what's it mean to be passive aggressive?
I don't know.
DVP, what's it mean to be passive aggressive?
To have an expectation, but say it indirectly.
Jar, what's it mean to be passive aggressive?
To not manage the reactions or others, period.
Mr. Care Bear Stare, what's it mean to be passive aggressive?
To not leading. To not being in charge.
Listen to the words. Passive, aggressive. Passive, aggressive. Jar, what's that mean?
Oh, okay.
To be aggressive, but to not do anything about it.
DVP, what's that mean? Passive, aggressive.
Because he has all these things that bother him, but he's not saying it directly to him. He's just complaining about it behind his back and doing it like on the forum.
Yeah.
Yes, he is being aggressive with his complaints, but he's passive. He's not doing anything about it. So he becomes passive aggressive, which takes the form of whining, complaining. A lot of people, oh, girls are so this or that. Oh, this guy is such an asshole, this or that. What is the real problem?
You're not
They aren't
managing
doing
your
the same
expectations.
Hold on, sorry. That was my fault. BZS, what's the real problem?
They're not communicating their expectations.
Yes. So of course, nobody knows how to meet their expectation. If they're not saying it, how can the other person meet it? How does Boggles know he's an asshole if DKO doesn't say, hey Boggles, stop being an asshole?
He won't know.
He won't know. So DKO will become passive aggressive and just resort to complaining. He'll become a girl and become sarcastic. Oh, you're really smart. Oh, you're really cool. Right, he'll become one of those guys. One of the sarcastic guys. Okay, I think we covered that one. We can skip on. Next topic.
Another
We got time. We got time for maybe one, possibly two more. Then we're gonna call it a day. All right. So we're on the next one, which is, ooh, nice avatar. Who's this? DKO.
What the heck? I didn't do that.
That is a good choice, buddy. I like that. All right.
Agree.
Let's see.
Well, did you just go along and change everybody's avatar?
Let's see here. We are on December. Okay, it's kind of down. It's kind of down the page. Let me see. Where is it? It's first at Boggles University. Okay, I'm going to count down from. We're on page 7 of DKO's expectation management. You should have clicked on the link, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 posts down. 9 posts down. So it's actually second from the bottom. If you want it, second from the bottom on page 7 of his expectation management report. DKO's expectation management assignments. If you click on the link, it should take you right to page 7 of DKO's expectation management report. Everybody there?
Hey, Bob,
Yo.
What date is it?
do you have your criteria as ascending or descending?
Oh, that might be a different. I don't know. I have it on the default, but it should be his. It should be his conversation with Boggles. It says December 3rd, 2011, 6:32 a.m.
Okay. I'll find it.
It's going to be either the second from the top or second from the bottom. On mine, it's the second from the bottom.
You mean December 2nd?
It says Saturday, December 3rd, 2011, 6:32
No, it'll
a.m.
be different because people have different clocks.
Huh, oh, that might be it.
I call Boggs.
Yeah, it starts out, I called Boggs and wanted to ask him. There's 2 of these entries. The first one he corrected, and I think he retyped it again. Let me think. I was at a university with Boggles. No. It just starts out, I called Boggs. Everybody there?
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, here we go.
Oh,
Me,
yeah, I see it now.
DKO, you're me. Boggs, that's, DVP, you're gonna be, in charge of brackets.
Okay.
Boggs, that's gonna be, Jar, you're Boggs.
Okay, alright.
BZS, you're in charge of quality control. NC State, you're on DVP's team, brackets. Who else is left? Mr. Care Bear Stare, you're on quality control.
Okay.
Anybody else left?
Yeah, me.
Who's me?
18.
A-Team, you're on brackets.
I'm also left.
Who's also B? Is that Chris?
That's Chris.
Chris, you're on quality control.
So NC-17 and A-Team are on my team.
Yes.
Right? BVP.
Yeah.
Yes, and BZS, you got the other two guys.
Okay, and Professor, what do I do as in charge of quality control exactly?
You're checking to make sure the brackets guys are correct or not. You're the last line of defense. If they fuck up, it's all on you.
Okay.
You're in charge.
Can you repeat that? Like saying what?
Which team are you on, Chris?
Quality control.
Quality control. You're the last line of defense. When I ask the first guys who are in charge of the brackets, they're going to give their opinion on what should be in the brackets. Then it's your guys' turn. Your guys' turn is your job is to check them and make sure they did the job right. Your quality control.
Okay.
All right, let's go. I called Boggs and I wanted to ask him what time we're going to hang. I was going to schedule it for an earlier time, but he said there was a podcast at 10. Oh, good job. Very conscientious. I wanted to find the post and said I was going to double check, quote, quote. But Boggs misunderstood me as mistrusting his word. Oh, this is going to be like a sitcom thing. Oh, and I don't know if it was my fault. Plum, we need your help here. And this is what happened. Oh, this is going to get spooky. Okay.
What time is the podcast going to be on?
Brackets, stating expectation, and he's right, and I agree. NC-17, what do you think?
I agree with that.
Okay. A-Team, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right.
I agree with that too. This is BZBS.
Easy. Keep going. Let's go.
Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, it's all right.
And who else do we have on the quality control? Chris, and who's the other person?
Who's the last
Mr.
guy
Care.
on quality control? Care Bear Stare, wake up.
Care Bear?
Yeah,
Care Bear,
I
what do you
agree.
think? Agree.
Okay, Boggs.
10 a.m.
Meeting expectations in the brackets, and I think that's rewarding by meeting expectation. NC-17, what do you think?
Yes, rewarding with meeting expectation.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, I think so too.
Pretty simple. Let's skip on. Okay, me.
All right, let me double check.
Again, setting expectation in the brackets, and I agree there too. He's right. NC-17, you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
18?
I agree.
All right, sweet.
All right, Boggs, hit it.
Dude, it's at 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Brackets.
brackets. Ignoring expectation and punishing by disagreeing.
Yeah.
NC-17.
Punishing by disagreeing is correct.
All right. 18.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's freaking Oh, it's Plum.
I'm not echoing.
So I'm going.
DKO, why did you put in the brackets ignoring expectation?
Because he didn't...
Did you read the EM guidelines?
Yes.
What should be there according to the EM guidelines if he's ignoring your expectation? What is that?
That is punishing.
Yes, that's what should be in the brackets. You fucked up. Pay attention.
All right.
All right. Me.
Hold on.
What's up? Who said hold on?
I thought I was me, and I was going to read hold on. I apologize.
Go ahead.
Hold
Next.
on, let me double check.
All right.
It's bracket says resetting expectation. I disagree. It should be punishing by disagreeing.
Ooh.
NC-17.
I kind of think it is restating expectations, though.
Okay. Why?
Because he repeated the same statement he made prior to without acknowledging what Bob said.
Okay. A-Team. You agree or disagree with NC-17?
I disagree. I think it is punishing, but actually for the very reason that NC-17 said.
Okay,
So
hopefully.
punishing by...
He's not answering Boggs. Like, Boggs is obviously worried, or Boggs is obviously saying that he's presenting a new expectation, saying it's at 10 o'clock, just believe me, and he's not answering that expectation.
Well, he's just kind of disagreeing with him. He's like saying, I don't care what you say, I'm just going to double check anyway.
Yeah.
So that's like punishing by disagreeing. So, yeah, that's why I believe it's a disagreement.
Quality control.
I would agree with that. It's definitely punishing. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, me too.
Care Bear?
I would say restating expectation.
Okay, let's find out who is right and who is wrong. Bog says, dude, it's at 10 o'clock, you asshole. And DKO says, hold on, you dickless wonder. Let me double check. Okay, now I made it a little clearer. So, who said restating expectation? It was Mr. Care Bear and NC-17. You care to take a second shot at it?
I mean, he doesn't say D-class dude. He says hold on.
Yes, but I try to make it clearer for you.
Okay, so yeah, punishing
By what?
by ignoring.
Dude, it's at 10 o'clock, and DKO says, hold on, bro, let me double check. What's going on there? Are they in agreement? NC-17?
Okay.
NC-17. They're not in agreement, so what's going on if they're not in agreement?
They're disagreeing.
Yeah, so what is somebody doing if they're disagreeing?
Punishing you.
Somebody is punishing somebody. We have to find out who, right? So it's not just merely a stating of expectations or restating of expectations. If there is a disagreement, what can happen? What are the two options with the expectations, Mr. Care Bear? What are the two options?
Yeah, either your expectation gets met or not.
Right. So NC-17, if those options, those expectations agree, what's most likely happening?
Then you're getting your expectation met.
Which means
You are.
the other person is doing what in relation to you?
Oh, they are agreeing,
Which is what?
Rewarding.
rewarding.
Yes. And if those expectations compete, then what is the other person doing?
Disagreeing.
Yes. They're doing what?
Punishing.
NC-17.
Hey, I like to hash this out. This will be good for podcast world.
Yes. Let's get the podcast world. They're falling asleep. Come on, give me the answer.
Punishing.
They are punishing. Is that clear now? Do you understand why that is not just restating expectation here?
Very clear.
Okay, let's go, Boggs.
I told you it's at 10 o'clock. I don't like that you don't believe me.
In the brackets, it says ignoring expectation and punishing by rejection. Again, I think it's just punishing by disagreement. And NC-17, you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Okay. 18, you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Quality control.
Quality control.
Yeah, quality control. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Quality control. Control your team. You're not controlling your team. You're not directing your team. Let's go.
Alright. So, Chris just went Care Bear. What do you think?
Agree.
Okay, so what did you agree to?
I agree.
Punishing by disagreement.
Punishing by disagreement. Is that what you agreed to, Care Bear?
Yeah.
Professor,
Yes.
Big L here.
Big L.
I don't have a role.
Okay, Big L, you're now in quality control.
Got it.
Okay, so let's see here. I told you it's at 10 o'clock. What's that?
Restating expectations.
Now
No.
that's disagreement.
I told you. He's saying, hold on, let me double check. And Boggs says, I told you it's at 10 o'clock. What is he doing?
restating expectation.
No. Yeah.
Disagreeing.
Yes, he is stating it, but he's disagreeing. Ultimately, he is disagreeing. We got to look at the ultimate big picture here. What is happening? There's a clash of expectations. So what is Boggles doing? He's disagreeing.
He's disagreeing.
He's punishing by disagreeing. But is that it? Let's check something else here. I don't like that you don't believe me. Is that
So
just
he's
simple
punishing.
disagreement?
No, that's stating expectation.
We obviously know he's stating expectation. What's the important part here?
He's justifying.
Justifying
No,
himself.
look at
Yeah.
who is the person we are concerned with? Who is the person we're concerned with this report, DVP?
Oh yeah, DKO.
DKO. So what is the other when the other person is in the picture? Do we care about them? They're stating expectation or this or that. What do we care about in relation to us? If it's DKO's report, what do we care about?
Oh, okay. You care about if they're punishing or rewarding.
Yes.
If they're meeting your expectation or not meeting your
Yes,
expectation.
that's what we care about. So Boggs is like he's the party who is against us or with us. He is not
Can I
running.
say the
He's
bracket?
not in the EM report. So what should be there?
Punishing by disagreement and then punishing by scolding.
Yes. Everybody get that? Punishing by disagreement
Alright.
and punishing by scolding. I don't like that you don't believe me. He's scolding him. I don't like when you do that. That's wrong. That's bad. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so remember, when you're doing an EM report, you need to pay attention to who is the main party, who is the main person here, who's the protagonist. That is DKO. So we care about if he's stating his expectation, if he's inappropriately justifying himself or not. And the other person, we don't care about all that. We just care if they're rewarding or punishing us, if they're meeting our expectation or not meeting it. Of course they have expectations too, but it's important to know whether they're meeting our expectation or punishing us and not meeting our expectation. That's what's important about the other person. All right, keep going.
I'm just double checking because I want to see what time it is.
It's the brackets say appropriately justifying myself. It's just the opposite. He's inappropriately justifying himself. What do you think, NC-17?
I agree with that.
Okay. 18, you agree with that? All right,
Yeah, I
cool.
agree with that.
He's all yes, cool before he even answers. You agree with that? All right, cool. Next. Hold on. Let's verify with 18 before you push that through legislation. Let's check.
Yes,
18,
I agree with
do you
that.
agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that.
Quality control.
So, quality control, I would say that, he has an expectation. He wants to double check what time it is. I would say that he is justifying himself. So I agree with what he wrote down.
Yeah, but he wrote down appropriately justifying himself.
I would say he's entitled to do that just because it's, he wants to double check what time it is.
Okay.
Chris, what do you think?
Yeah,
Chris?
kind of same. I'm not really into this stuff yet, so
What?
it's kind of difficult for me to
We
judge.
don't want to hear your
Okay,
excuses. Of answer.
Chris, just pay attention. Chris is off the team because
I haven't finished the ebook, so
right. I got it, Chris. So we're just gonna let you sit in the sidelines for this one. Okay. So who else is on your team? BZS.
Care Bear.
Care Bear.
What do you think?
I agree with the bracket guys. It's inappropriately justifying himself.
Okay, let's check. Let me ask you a question, BZS.
Yeah.
Has
Wait.
BZ
Wait. Big L is on our team.
No, Big
that's
L.
right,
Oh, sorry,
Big
Big L. Big L. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. That's inappropriate justification.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, BZS.
Uh-huh.
When should a person? When is the difference between a person inappropriately justifying themselves and appropriately justifying themselves?
I would say when it's if it's a dysfunctional expectation, then it's inappropriate. If it's functional, then it's appropriate.
No, that is not the criteria. You can inappropriately justify yourself even when you have a dysfunctional expectation. Okay, let me ask you this question: has DKO established his authority?
No.
No, he has not. Okay, at that point, you know that the justification, if it happens, is what?
I don't know.
It's inappropriate. Even if it's a bad expectation, we're not talking about whether his expectation is functional or dysfunctional right now. We're just talking about whether he's established his authority. If he hasn't established his authority, then his justification is inappropriate, regardless of whether his expectation is functional or dysfunctional.
I see. Okay.
So he first has to establish his authority before he's in a position to justify himself. Because, remember, what is the point of justifying yourself?
It's a reward.
It's a reward. You're rewarding the person. So he's rewarding what right now, BZS?
He's rewarding Boggs' punishment.
Yes, he's rewarding him for violating his expectations, for undermining his authority. He's rewarding him. So what is he encouraging
what should he
Boggles
do?
to do?
I see. So he needs to just basically punish him for not
Yes,
meeting his
he
expectations.
needs to stick to the punishment, not justify himself. Otherwise, he's rewarding Boggles for violating his expectation.
Okay, I see. All right.
Everybody clear on that? Anybody have any
Yeah.
questions about that? That's a very important point. If you have a question about that, ask it now.
Clear.
All right,
Give
let's go.
another example of punishing.
What's that?
Can you give an example from another topic about that?
About punishing? Like a way to punish? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so for instance, let's say Jar and me are, we're going to, Jar, I want Jar to pick me up. And I say, Jar, pick me up at 10 a.m. And he comes at 11. And I say, Jar, you're supposed to pick me up at 10 o'clock. And Jar says, well, sorry, I slept in, bro. Sorry, I'm just lazy, I slept in. You're asking how I would punish him?
Yes.
Okay, so then I might say, instead of saying, hey, Jar, I thought I called you and this and that, and you should wake up, instead of giving him all these explanations and trying to reason with him, I haven't even established my authority yet. Jar doesn't even respect me yet. Jar doesn't fear my authority. So if I keep explaining to him and try to reason with him, I'm rewarding his bad behavior. So I need to punish him. So I might say, okay, Jar, then I'm not going to, I don't know, what does Jar depend on me for? I'm not going to give you a ride next Friday. Since if you can't respect my expectation, if you can't respect me and be on time, I'm not going to pick you up. I'm not driving you to school anymore. So immediately I'm punishing him. I'm not trying to explain why this is that way. After he meets my expectation, let's say he meets my expectation. Let's say I want him to come in a ridiculously early hour. I say, Jar, pick me up at 3 a.m. He's like, what the fuck, bro? That's too early. Like, Jar, pick me up at 3 a.m. And he comes at 3 a.m. So what do I need to do now that he meets my expectation?
Reward.
Yes, I need to reward him. So I would, at the very least, explain why. I would give him a justification. Jar, I'm having surgery in 2 hours. I need you to be on time here. Thank you, bro. Or, it was an emergency situation. My dad is in the hospital. I needed you to pick me up, bro. Thank you so much. And here's $100. Or here, I made this cake for you. Something to reward him, to let him know I appreciate him. At the very least, I'm explaining it to him. I'm justifying my expectation now. Jar, I want you to pick me up at 3 a.m. because of this reason. Now you are justified in explaining somebody, in justifying your expectation. Is that clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your commendation. All right, let's finish this one. Let's go. This is our last one. Let's go.
This is me. No, I don't like it. It sounds like you don't trust me. I don't like that you're double checking.
In the brackets it says, punishing by rejection and appropriately justifying and punishing by rejecting again. This is completely fucking wrong. It should say punishing by disagreement and punishing by scolding. NC-17, you agree or disagree?
I agree with that.
A-Team, you agree or disagree?
I agree with that.
Quality control, go.
Quality control, I would agree with that. Chris, what do you think? Actually, Care Bear, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you agree with?
I agree with basically that it should be punishing by rejection. I mean, it's not appropriately justifying himself. That sort of just needs to be left out.
Yeah, that's not. Remember, we're talking about Boggs, not the person who is writing the report. So the appropriate justification, all that is unnecessary, irrelevant. We just need to know what about the other person.
If he's meeting or not meeting.
Yes, that's the only thing that's relevant to us, not about their justifications. Remember, this is the other person. We only care about justifying or not justifying when it's us, if we're the person writing the report.
Okay.
So what's your answer?
My answer is, this is a tough one. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, who else is on your team?
We have Care Bear.
Care Bear.
Yeah, I would say punishing by scolding.
Punishing by scolding.
Yeah.
Yes? No? Everybody agree? Yes?
Yeah, we have Big L.
We have Big L too.
Big L.
Yes, Professor.
Big L.
Yes, Professor?
Answer the question.
Oh, right.
Right.
Oh, yes, I do agree in the sense that inappropriate justification wasn't really needed. It's not an appropriate justification. He was scolding.
So what should be in the brackets?
Punishing by scolding.
Punishing by scolding. Punishing by scolding and disagreeing.
Punishing by scolding and disagreeing. Okay, so let's check. No, I don't like it. What's that?
Disagreement.
Disagreement. You could also say rejection if you really wanted to. Not important. It's good enough that you identified the punishment or one of the punishments. I'll take that. But yeah, if you want to be accurate, you could say punishing by disagreeing, punishing by rejecting. He's rejecting his expectation. Punishing by scolding. It sounds like you don't trust me. I don't like that you're double checking, right? Scolding. So any of those is fine. Hopefully you got all those. The more you can identify, the better. All right, next. DKO.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with double checking, man.
Dude.
Says Rit. No.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with double checking, man.
Alright, brackets it says rejection, and it should say punishing by disagreeing. NC-17, what do you think?
I agree.
A-Team?
I agree too.
Okay.
Quality control, I agree with that. Care Bear, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't agree. I think it's justification. Inappropriate justification.
Big L.
I agree.
With what?
With what?
Dude, there's nothing wrong with double checking, man. Rejection.
Oh, shit.
What is it? Come on, let's go. What is it?
Hello?
Robot voice, what happened? What is it?
Hello?
Big L. Alright. Guess what? Since it's the end of the call, we're gonna hang...
Professor?
We got lag on you, Big L, so we're just gonna hang up because it's the end of the call. It's almost the end of class anyway, so I'm gonna let you go for this one. Alright, so let's cover it. Let's see here. Dude, there's nothing wrong with double checking, man. What is that? So only one genius in this class. Somebody got it right, the rest of you got it wrong.
Justification, that's what it is.
How do you know?
Because he's explaining himself.
Yes, he's trying to reason. Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. What is that when you're reasoning with somebody? What's that called? Justification.
Yeah.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with double checking. Yes, of course he's rejecting him, but it's more important to note that he's making a justification. He hasn't established his authority. He's inappropriately justifying himself. Dude, here's a reason for my expectation. Dude, there's nothing wrong with double checking, man. Here, let me justify my expectation. Let me reward you for not listening to me, man. What's the problem with inappropriate justifications, DVP?
You're rewarding them for violating your expectations.
Yes, you're telling him, keep violating me, man. Keep shafting me, man.
Keep violating me.
Okay, Boggs, hit it.
No, I don't like what you're... Oh, wait a second.
No, double checking.
No, double checking is stupid.
And it says rejection in the brackets, and I think it's punishment by scolding. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm going to take that back.
Uh-oh.
Punishing by disagreement and punishing by scolding.
Ooh.
And what do you think, NC-17?
Punishment by scolding, I think is the correct.
Okay. 18?
I think it's punishment by disagreement and punishment by scolding.
Okay.
Alright, quality control. I would say that it's punishing by ridicule. Care Bear, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the punishment part is the most important one, and the rest are,
This guy's...
Yeah, punishing.
Don't underestimate Care Bear Stare and his retarded reading skills. This guy's very bright. Pay attention. He's getting a lot of right answers. This is true. Punishing by... You could say scolding. You could say ridicule. I accept ridicule, too, because he's saying, that's stupid. What are you, stupid? What are you, a retard? Ridiculing him, right? That's also rejecting him. That's wrong. Your expectation's wrong. Definitely disagreement in there. No. Whenever you hear the word no, it's generally a disagreement. So all these are acceptable, but yes, the good part to note is that there is definitely a punishment going on. It's a lazy ass to just put rejection in there. Don't put just rejection. Put punishing by rejection, or punishing by disagreement, punishing by ridicule. These are all good. All right. DKO.
Double checking is stupid? Dude, everybody double checks. What's wrong with editing? Everybody does that.
The bracket says passive-aggressive punishment and should say inappropriate justification. What do you think, NC-17?
That's what I think, inappropriate justification.
18?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sweet.
Alright, quality control, I agree with justification. Care Bear, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree too.
Big L?
Okay. Big L. Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
That's right. That's right.
He got done.
Alright.
Okay, so let's check and see. Is this becoming clearer now for everybody? You guys went through that really quickly. You guys caught it really quickly. What was the giveaway, NC-17?
All the explaining.
Dude, checking is stupid? Come on, bro. Everybody double checks. What's wrong with that? Here, let me reason with you for another hour. Let me reward you for violating my expectations. Bro?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All the reasoning, all the explaining. You should start becoming aware of this, because this is a major problem you guys will have in your own expectation management reports. And if you could spot this, the next step is simply not doing it. And once you're not doing it, you're enforcing your expectations. You've changed the whole nature of your social interactions. So the first part is just spotting it, becoming aware of it. The second part is simply not doing it or enforcing it. What needs to be done there? What needs to be done there, NC-17?
What needs to be done there?
Yeah, in place of what he did do.
I would have stopped talking to him by now.
Because you're a passive guy. You don't like to shape people's behavior. But what should be in there?
I don't know necessarily.
What should be in there, BZS?
There needs to be some punishment.
Yes, there needs to be some punishment. This is very simple. If you recognize that, then you just need to know what type of punishment. Your expectation management skills will skyrocket if at the very least you can identify what needs to happen.
Okay, so what would be an appropriate punishment here?
Well, when would you ignore? The ebook tells you when is ignoring going to work and when it's not going to work. When is ignoring going to work, NC-17? Why do you fuck up when you ignore?
Why do you fuck up when you ignore?
I'm asking you, why do you fuck up when you ignore?
Because I haven't established my authority.
Yes, so when does ignoring matter?
When I have an authoritative position over
Yes,
you.
when the other person actually cares about you ignoring them. If a homeless guy ignores you, if a homeless guy says, hey, NC-17, give me $100, and you go, no, and he goes, well, guess what, bro? I'm not inviting you to my birthday party. I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not talking to you. Later, are you going to cry?
No,
Why not?
because I don't care about him.
Right. He has no authority over you. So him ignoring you is meaningless and irrelevant. So if DKO is going to ignore Boggs at this point, what does he need to make sure?
That he cares about him.
Right. So does he care about him at this point?
Seemingly so, because they keep going back and forth.
Well, seemingly. But he hasn't established his authority.
Right, he hasn't yet.
So do we want to stress ignoring if somebody hasn't established their authority? No, we want to actively shape. So at the very least, he could just disagree. That's wrong. No. Etc.
Yeah.
Something to indicate his disagreement, his displeasure. Something to say punishing. Something to indicate punishing. Even if it's scolding. If you become very passive and just don't deal with the situation, you just ignore, you never shape the other person's behavior.
Okay.
Okay? Next.
No, I don't like what you're doing.
And the brackets say rejection. I don't agree. It should say punishing by disagreement and scolding. And
Okay, so we see that, yeah, same thing over and over. Okay, so we see, dude, let's get this through. Okay, let's go to DK. Let's see if we can trick somebody. Dude, get it through your thick head. I don't want to double check. I want to know where the post is so I don't have to ask you all the time.
Brian,
What is that?
punishing.
What is that, NC-17?
Inappropriate justification.
Yeah, okay, so we got this. Is everybody clear on this now? It's pretty easy to figure out the rest of this. Exasperated, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Okay.
I want to. Yeah.
What's that, Jar?
I just I figured when I look at this EM report, I really look at the bigger picture. Like, this is clearly a terrible way of trying to mediate with somebody else to try to get something done.
Okay, what would you do?
Like, so if I'm talking to Boggles, right, he's trying to keep me from double checking. It's not so much that I'd know what to do, it's much as that I'd never do that in the first place if I were Boggles.
Well, Boggles is the worst student at Manhood Academy and has the plum rule applied to him most of the time. So what does that tell you?
That he's probably wrong in what he's doing, if he's trying to...
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
Oh, right, no, yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Probably wrong.
That he's probably wrong in what he's doing? He might be wrong? Tell me again, Jar.
He's wrong in what he's doing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm so sure.
Okay, good. So, if Boggles is wrong in what he's doing, what does DKO need to make sure of that he's doing?
DKO's got to make sure that he's punishing that behavior. He's trying to give him a different way of acting.
Right now, he's rewarding.
He's rewarding him with all these explanations, all these justifications. He just needs to tell Boggles, fuck off. Boggles, you're wrong. Or just apply, the simplest thing to do to Boggles, apply the plum rule. Boggles, it doesn't matter if you're right, you're still wrong. Plum rule. Trump card. Sucka?
What's the plum rule?
The plum rule is that Boggles, if there's an argument between any student at Manhood Academy and Boggles is involved, Boggles is always wrong 100% of the time. Even if you're the one who's wrong. Boggles is still wrong.
Oh, okay.
The reason why that rule is in place is because Boggles is the worst student at Manhood Academy, and he keeps continually making the same mistakes over and over. So you guys will reward him just as DKO is doing with all this bullshit. When really the problem is Boggles is not giving people incentive to meet his expectations. He's making demands. That's why he gets into constant fights with other students. You'll notice students who get along with other students, even though they have problems socializing, at the very least, they're not causing problems at the academy. Boggles is notorious for causing problems at the academy. One time he almost fucked up my hike, where I invited students along to have a good time, and he's causing problems with another student on the hike. What does that make me want to do for the next hike I have?
Not invite Boggles.
Yeah, not invite Boggles. Boggles is not going to learn unless I punish him. If I keep going, hey bro, good time, thank you for fucking up my hike. Here, come on the next one with me. I'm not teaching Boggles anything. So if Boggles is going to learn something, he needs to be punished, not rewarded for his bad behavior. Too many students are rewarding him for his bad behavior instead of just pulling the plum card. Say, plum rule, you're wrong. I don't care if my expectations are dysfunctional, you're still wrong. Boggles needs to learn how to give other students incentive to want to meet his expectations, not go Indian method and just go, hey, fuck you, man.
Now, I have a question, Plum.
Yes.
Because let's say Boggles, he does give proper incentive, and he has an expectation, but that expectation is still wrong, right? He's still going to do anything to get on top to make sure that expectation's met. But the other person in the conversation, the argument or whatever, still knows that it's wrong and that he's right in what he's trying to do.
Well,
and I just feel like there's this competition mentality that it's...
Boggles needs to learn that he needs to incentivize the other person to meet his expectations, which he is not doing. If I want you to do something for me, right, even if it's wrong, let's say I'm Boggles in this situation and I say, hey, DKO, class is at 10, and DKO says, let me double check, right? Let's say that's wrong, that offends me. If I'm Boggles, should I go, hey, fuck you, I told you it's at 10 a.m., you should trust me? Or what should I really be doing? Let's say DKO is wrong in this case. Let's just assume for argument's sake DKO is wrong. And I say, hey, it's at 10 a.m., we're meeting at class at 10 a.m., and DKO is wrong by saying, all right, dude, let me double check. Right? He's just being a total asshole. He says, hey, let me double check. What should I as Boggles do at that point?
I would say, all right, go double check.
I should be offended because he's obviously wrong. We're just hypothetically saying that DKO is wrong. But because I know I'm Boggles, I should be I'm a fuck up. I should be providing incentive to DKO to keep this relationship going. This time issue is not relevant. What is relevant is my relationship skills. And obviously, I don't know how to give enough incentive to DKO for him to trust me, for him to want to trust me. So me demanding, hey, motherfucker, you better trust me or else.
Yeah.
You think that's going to work?
No.
So even if DKO is wrong in this situation, if Boggles pulled his head out of his ass and applied the plum rule and realized, doesn't matter, I'm still wrong, he would realize the only way to solve the situation would be to do what?
Compromise.
Would be to do what?
Give him incentive.
Give him incentive.
Okay.
Give him incentive. So that if I do tell him next time, hey, it's at 10 a.m., he'll go. DKO will go, what?
All right, man, thanks. Oh, sorry.
DKO will go.
All right, man, thanks.
No, DKO will go, hey, man, Boggles, you're such a good buddy to me. You give me so much incentive. You're such a friend. I trust you. I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yep.
Because Boggles has taken the time to give him enough incentive to keep the relationship going. He has maintained the relationship, which Boggles is not doing. He is notorious for doing just the opposite. This shows you right here. Boggles caring about getting the time right. Is the time really relevant between them?
No.
It's fucking irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's fucking silly. They're arguing about the time. They're making an issue out of whether the class is at 10 or not. How stupid is that? Well, it's stupid for DKO even humoring Boggles, and it's stupid for Boggles to crash and burn another relationship, to burn another bridge over something so fucking ridiculous. Where he hasn't even given DKO incentive to care about his expectation. So that's why the plum rule applies to Boggles. So any student that wants to use it, gets in a dispute with Boggles, feel free to pull the plum rule. Because Boggles knows exactly what that entails. It means he's wrong regardless. Everybody clear?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, before we go, any last questions, any little issues you guys want to bring up in your own expectation management world? Anything going on in the forum you want to talk about real quick before we go?
I have something.
Actually, next time we'll make it, for the students that are going to come to class tomorrow, remind me, instead of going over expectation management, we're going to cover expression. We're going to take a break and do something different. So we're going to cover expression. All right, go ahead, Jar. What's up?
All right, so Plum, a lot of times I noticed you in maybe it's a video that you posted, or maybe I'm talking to another student about you, but you do more rewarding with girls through touching
Right.
and through grabbing than I ever would have really anticipated or imagined.
Right.
So I just want to kind of follow up. It's just something that we've never really covered. So obviously,
Right.
like,
The reason
you
I
put your arm around-
deliberately don't cover that. Let me tell you why. Originally, if you've ever been in the seduction community or the PUA community, they tell you, hey, make sure you touch the girl in 27 different places, use the touch escalation ladder, touch her back, touch her knee, touch her thigh, touch her vagina, and just so much ridiculousness. Because they're into this whole method of, well, if I physically stimulate you, then that means I'm creating an attraction. That is not what is creating attraction. That is an enhancement to attraction, but that is not creating attraction. If all you can do is just touch a girl properly, you will not attract her. Guaranteed. Over the long run. That is why I do not emphasize that. Also, touching, this is a touchy subject. Let me see how to put this. If you can bring a girl into your experience by sharing your reactions with her, she will start touching you. She will initiate the contact. So it's not necessary. The reason why I'm touching girls in those videos is because it's an unnatural situation. She's a complete stranger. And this is not how you would normally meet a girl. You would normally have more opportunities to talk to a girl. To just come up to a stranger on the street and in 5 minutes attract her, you need to do a lot of things that you wouldn't normally do. So, for instance, I need to state my interest very quickly, right off the bat. I need to, give her some incentive. I need to share something about myself. I need to, talk about my reactions to things really immediately. And also, I'm complimenting that by touching her hand, that's like a reward to let her know, oh, I think you're really gorgeous, and I'll grab her hand and squeeze it or something. So I'm doing a bunch of things in an unnatural situation because I'm trying to get someplace very quickly. I'm not trying to teach you how to do it in an unnatural way. I'm not trying to teach you how to do it in an accelerated way, which is not conducive to proper social interaction. If you're properly socializing with a girl, she's going to want to touch you. She'll bump up against you. She'll walk next to you. She'll put her arm around you. She'll make pretenses to get the touching going. Now, if it comes to touching, where you're hanging out with a girl enough that you're getting to the point of touching, then you can post questions about it specifically, like how to hold her hand or whatnot. But those are really extraneous. If you're already sharing your experiences and bringing her into your experiences, she's already attracted. So the touching is just a bonus at that point. If you're making touching the focal point of you attracting her, you don't understand how attraction works. So the touching is going to be irrelevant anyway. So really, the touching is not necessary when it pertains to attraction. Right. Yes, when you are, let me rephrase that. Touching is not necessary when you're beginning to attract somebody. Of course, when you're in the process of trying, let's say you like your girlfriend, you're going to hold her hand, you're going to kiss her. These are natural expressions of something that is already there. If that thing is already there, then this touching becomes much trickier. It takes on different meanings, and it becomes more of a nuanced thing where you have to understand a lot more of social interaction to get away with it. Like, for instance, I can go on the street and talk to a girl and touch her tits within, 5 or 10 minutes, but I have to be doing a lot of other things to get away with that. Whereas I wouldn't teach you how to do that because that's not conducive to you learning how to attract a girl. Just being able to touch her tits. It's almost, to me, it's like a parlor trick. Like, I'll take a student out one time. I mean, I used to, when I was teaching some other instructor guy, I would take him and go, look, here's how to touch a girl's tits, when you first meet her. And he's like, oh, so amazing. But the only reason I did that is just to, kind of impress him that, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. Because most guys, when they come in, they don't understand how social interaction works. They only understand just seeing you get a number from a girl or seeing you kiss a girl, and they think that's they think that's social competence. They have no fucking clue. So I'm like Bruce Lee, just breaking a board just to impress them. It's not really anything practical. It's nothing you need to know. It's useless. So the touching part comes in after you've attracted the girl, not as a means of attracting the girl. So when I'm touching those girls in that video, that's because I'm creating an unnatural situation. I got a camera there, first of all. So I've got to deal with a girl being filmed. Plus, I've got to do it quickly. I don't know how quickly she's going to leave the situation. So there's all these unnatural things happening. I got Dr. Ladice holding the camera and me touching and me trying to create attraction with two girls, not just one girl. So it's a very unnatural situation that I would not teach you how to do, because I'm not trying to teach you how to attract somebody unnaturally.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't just go up to a guy and grab him by the hand and give him a hug and say, hey, bro, how you doing? And you don't know this guy.
Yeah.
Now, you can do that, but you need to have a much more of a much greater understanding of social interaction to understand how to get away with those things. Whereas if you just learn what it takes to attract the guy by sharing your reactions, by managing your expectations, the touching will become more natural. It will lead to touching. Like, if you know it's your buddies, your good friend, you just put your hand on his shoulder, right?
Yeah,
I don't need to tell you, hey, touch his hand put your hand on his shoulder for 5 seconds. I don't need to tell you that.
Yeah, I understand that. It's clear.
NC-17, I'm not sure if I need to tell you that. Do I need to tell you that, how long to touch your buddy's shoulder?
No.
Okay, good. Just checking, NC-17.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Any last questions?
Yes, Plums, DKO.
Yes, DKO.
Did you change the picture for my profile?
Motherfucker. Any last questions? Okay, thank you guys. It's been a great class. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow if you're going to show up. And tomorrow we're going to stay off of expectation management post. We're going to work on expression tomorrow. So I'll see you then.